Godzilla to start off Asian month. And I can't wait, man. I've been waiting so long to do this one. The original Godzilla. Yep, let's do it. Gonna hear that awesome Akira Fukube's music and that awesome Toho, logo. And I still got this DVD. I've had this DVD for several years when the new movies were coming out. The 2014 movie King of the Monsters, etc. There it is, the Toho. And there's that awesome music. The stomping. And this is only 95 minutes. It's not 2.5 hours. The new movies are just too long. Why? Because they have a lot of filler characters. That's why. There it is, Godzilla. The first movie I saw in at the Film Forum Theater. 96 minutes. Tomoyuki Tanaka, may he rest in peace. And screenplay by Takeo Murata and Ishiro Honda. May he rest in peace as well. Story by Shigeru Kayama. You can't tell me you don't have chills when you hear that music and that roar. When I saw this in the theater, I couldn't. It was like I was in the theater in 1954 in Japan, and I'm like, Eiji Tsuburaya, man, those effects they still hold up. And this movie's over 70 years old now. Momoko Kochi, yeah. That's Emiko. Akihiro Hirata, rest in peace, man. I miss all these actors. That's Dr. Serizawa Takashi Shimura. And of course, Akira Takarada. God, this is one of the best franchises of all time. My third favorite franchise of all time. You have the MCU, because that will never be topped now. Star Wars, and then this. But I'm not going to even touch the chat. Look at those letters, man. I have no idea how to read that, because again, I'm not Japanese, but I respect this movie for having an opening credit. The Americanized version doesn't have this opening credits. It just says the title, and it has narration. A lot of narration. There's no narration in this movie. Oh, I got chills. Directed by Ishiro Honda. Rest in peace, sir. Thank you. Thank you for giving us this masterpiece. Also, I got to give props to Haruo Nakajima, the guy in the Godzilla suit. He's one of 2 actors that was in the Godzilla suit, and he will always be remembered as the first. Yep, it starts with men playing on a boat, and then they die. See, something happens in the first 5 minutes, not an hour. 2014 movie. And they had the guts to show what's going on. There it is. The sea is engulfed in flame. This movie is an allegory for the nuclear bombs that fell in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. But as a monster, this is not a war movie. It's classic, man. Classic freaking movie, man. One of the greatest monster movies of all time. My favorite is still Godzilla vs. Mothra, the original. Mainly because I grew up with it and it's less grim than this. This movie's not funny. There's like 2 scenes that are comical that were cut out of the American version. The scene on the bus. It's not in the American version. Or this scene either. Because it starts in the hospital halfway through. There's Akira Takarada. Ogata. There's Emiko. Yush. I got to see this in the theater in 2014 when the new movie was coming out. I saw this one. I was like, wow. See, this scene was cut into the American version. I guess they didn't want like 30 minutes of filler. Because in this one, they developed their romance between Ogata and Emiko. In the American version, it's like she's more with Dr. Serizawa. And he doesn't stand a chance because they just want to be friends. She just wants to be friends with him. Eiko Maru. Yeah, like, yeah, but you hate foreign languages, not Japanese. I don't hear it every day. Plus, their language is better than half of the Asian languages because it doesn't sound corrupt or scary like German or something like that. It's, you know. This scene was in the American version as well. You're sending another ship so they could get destroyed? Yeah. You know how this goes, guys. This movie's a classic, man. Every frame of this movie is just iconic. Is it slow? Yes. And yes, the ending is downbeat. But it still holds up. I must have, if the Japanese probably saw this movie when it came out and they were like stunned. Like, oh my God, they made a monster movie dead serious. Very grim. Like I said, there's very little comedy in this movie. This is more searching before we get to Godzilla, like 30 minutes in. Can't say we can't send any more ships. And this isn't boring. Like Ultra Q was so boring. Oh my God. The monsters are sidelined. Here, when Godzilla shows up, he shows up big. First, he shows up in the in Odo Island, and then when he gets to Japan, yeah, when he gets to Tokyo, it is just wrecks everything, man. Because in the new films, there's no one to care for because you have a bunch of Brits I don't care about. Brian Terry Henry's fun, but he should have been just a side character. As a lead in that movie, he's not the lead. The Asian girl is cute, but she can't talk, so there's no future for that for me. I'm not dating a girl with a disability. If you're blind, deaf, or mute, or mentally handicapped, I can't deal with that. That's not me. I'm not autistic. Autism awareness is over. Let's move on, please. It's Asian month, Asian and Pacific Islander month. Let's move on. And I don't know you, so this movie's iconic. I love this movie so much. I've watched it so many times. I've only seen it on cable once, on TCM. We know. Yamana. A drifting sea mine or underwater volcanic eruption. Odo Island. There's the island. They're scared. And there's a lot of tension in the movie. You know that Godzilla's there even though you don't see him until like 30 minutes in. There's not a person explaining the plot like in the American version. Because I think that... Oh yeah, this part. Could it be a volcano? Izuma. Yep. Oh, Italiano. I remember that. It's a raft. Yeah, a raft is good. I remember that. Italiano. Yeah, I remember that. They played that in the when Too Cool had their dance scene. They would add that noise in their soundtrack for some reason. There's just some scenes that are iconic. Yeah, in any language, in any country, you know, and no matter what it is, there's just scenes that are so iconic, and this is one of them. Without even having a word of action, it's just they see the raft, they're like, oh, it's like when they do Masagi. And we're only about 10 minutes into the movie. You didn't have to slap him. You could have given him CPR or something. He did it. A monster. A monster. Yep. It's amazing. This movie just how well it holds up. And see, unlike a Kurosawa movie, which is way too long, like Seven Samurai. Do you know how long that movie is? It's over 3 hours, guys. I will not be watching that this month. No 3 hour movies. Two is enough. Man, that woman's old. Because they're both relics of the days past. This scene was also just cut in the Japanese, in the American version. This is why Tevye likes a lot of animes, because they talk like this. They talk like they're angry all the time. And, you know, My Hero Academia and Demon Slayer and all that. I get it. I get why anime is so important to Western audiences, because it's a form of entertainment from another country that's bright and crazy and colorful and over the top, and I get it. I've watched Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon and Bakugan and all that. You saw the cows. A lot of scenes here that are not in the dub version. This movie has both the Japanese and the dub version. To run from eating us all. Yeah, they did that in Kong also, because Ashiro Honda was influenced by the original King Kong. That's why he did his own version, but way darker. King Kong, yeah, it's got a downbeat ending, but it's not as downbeat as this, because it's not a doom and gloom kind of movie. It's kind of an adventure film, but with, you know, a giant ape. Good afternoon, heterosexual guy. What's up? Awesome job on the last two podcasts. Thanks, man. It's May now, so we're gonna move forward now. Asian stuff. All my podcasts have to be Asian or have Asians in them. Which reminds me. There's the water. These movies are just classics, man. They're classics, even the bad ones. As bad as some of the ones would get later in the 60s and the 70s, the monster roars and the music and the special effects, a lot of them hold up really well. Even Raids Again, which is not as good as this. I know, guys. I saw that movie when I was in college. I couldn't watch it when I was a kid. I could never get a chance to rent it. Shinkachi. Shinkachi. What kind of name is that? Shinkachi? It sounds like Ishchi. Look at this guy's face. That cracks me up, man. It's one of the few unintentional laughs in the movie. And I love the guy in the rubber suit thing, guys. It's held up really well. If I could wear a costume like this at Comic-Con, I would. I just wouldn't be able to see. Because I was Olaf and I could barely see what was going on. It's so dramatic. See, he destroys the house so you could feel the tension in the air. Even though you don't see Godzilla, you can feel his presence in the movie. You couldn't do that in the 2014 movie because Garrett Edwards thought it would be great to not show him for an hour. I'm like, we're not stupid, Garrett Edwards. We want to see the monster doing things and feeling that tension. Not having the Brits in the movie explain who Godzilla and his monster team are. We don't need that. We're not stupid. If Shiro Honda he was a director that had to show and not tell us what the monsters are. That's what a good director does, not explain everything. Sometimes things are better left in mystery. Just saying. The Odo Island people, yeah, they got there. The monster shows up around 20 to 30 minutes in, and he doesn't destroy a city until, later. Oyama. 17 houses destroyed with 9 deaths. Wow. 12 cows and 8 pigs died. Wow. Angus. I just love the way they talk. I still prefer, the best accent is Jamaicans. I survived a hurricane several times. Professor Koihei Yamani. Dr. Yamani. Snowman footprints. Yeah, the abominable snowman. Abyssal regions. Fact-finding party. At least they kept the speech short. Oh, the music. I love this music. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, this music. Hey, Lo Jay, what's up? We're 17 minutes into the original Godzilla. There's Sarazawa. See, they show him earlier here in this version. Sayonara! This movie's so classic, man. It's so iconic. Don't worry, Josh. I'm not going to cry in this podcast. It's a classic for a reason, but E.T. just hits more harder. It's a longer movie, and, I grew up with it. I didn't see this original version until I was in college. Around college time, like after college. The original Japanese version. I saw it on TCM because they give classic movies there before streaming. Anything can happen indeed, yeah. One day it could be bright and sunny, and the next it could be a thunderstorm. The weather is unpredictable. Like me. Hold on. I had a pot of cereal I want to start eating. So not the whole thing, though. Special K food and yogurt. Yeah, when a movie's iconic and classic, there's nothing you can do to make it better. You can't do it better. You just can't. So 2014 movie's too slow. I like Elizabeth Olsen, but her and Aaron Taylor Johnson, they're not the most interesting characters. Let's just say they were way more interesting they were way more interesting in Age of Ultron because they were twins and had personalities and accents. And let's face it, Aaron Taylor Johnson was better there than Kraven the Hunter. You seen Thunderbolts? Not this weekend. I'm seeing Thunderbolts next Tuesday afternoon because I've refused to give that movie more than $10 of my money. Mainly because I think it's going to disappoint me. I don't like Yelena. Sorry. Hagawara. Yeah, they show the footprints. This is when they see him for the first time. So it's about 20 minutes. I was close. I said 30 minutes, but Shiro Honda wanted you to care about these characters before some of them die, Garrett Edwards, only excuse for explaining too much of the thing is that he thought that it will make the story seem easier to follow. No, because we know who Godzilla is. The Mutos are fine. They're not terrible monsters, but that's not what we paid to see. We paid to see Godzilla. Footprint is radioactive. This is how it wasn't during the pandemic in China and in Japan. And China's a bigger country than Japan, but Japan has more technology. Kilobyte. It smells good. Mm-hmm. There he comes. Gojira's approaching. Run for your lives. They're running. It is 21 minutes into the movie. This was also cut in the American version. There he is, yes! The greatest movie monster to ever exist, man. Godzilla. Oh, I love that roar. Well, I prefer the other roar. This one sounds a little more drunk. It's like... Here it comes. That's a puppet. Yep, it's a puppet. There's a hand puppet in the beginning, and then it becomes a guy in a suit. Still looks amazing, though, even from 1954. And that was it. His appearance was less than 30 seconds, but you remember that image. When I first saw that as a kid, I was like, damn, that looks so good, man. That is a classic entrance if I ever saw one. With Kong, you don't see him for way longer than this, especially in the remakes. This movie is so iconic, man. I had chills when I saw that in the theater 11 years ago. I'm like, oh my God, I'm seeing the original Godzilla in the theater with a bunch of people. Like, what's the big deal? It's just a guy in a suit. No, it's a classic monster movie that spawned a 70-year-old franchise. Even Kong's been struggling to get his own franchise by himself. He had to be in the MonsterVerse to be reintroduced to audiences after the remake was 3 hours. The Brontosaurus, yeah. Yeah, millions of years ago, dinosaurs were on this earth. Before humans and before animals. I know. The experts call Jurassic. Again, wink wink, Jurassic World coming up soon. In Tuma. The Cretaceous period, yeah. The marine reptiles. And the land living, yeah. Look at this awesome picture of Godzilla. It's like, looks great. So good. So classic. There he is. Classic. From a hill of Odo Island. We can estimate that this creature 50 meters tall. That's really big, man. In the dub version, it said he's over 400 feet tall because they didn't know what 50 meters was. That's big, man. Now monster movies are not taken seriously at all. Like the last Godzilla and Kong movie was a cartoon. It really was, because you had man-eating plants and the power glove and a baby Kong biting him in the hand. I don't know why he did that. I guess because he was scared. And you had a giant gorilla, an ape riding a dinosaur. Yeah, it was not meant to be seriously. There's the trilobite. But this is not a commentary for that. I'll do that one eventually. Somehow. Perfect physical condition. Of course not. Those are just fossilized now, those prehistoric animals. Matches its deposit found from the Jurassic period. And this explanation is actually interesting. It's not boring. Definitely. Our Geiger counter readings on the radiation of the sand indicate the presence of strontium-90, which is a product of the H-bomb. Only from the atomic bomb, I know. So, Oppenheimer, you should be ashamed of yourself. You made a weapon that we didn't even need in the first place. Grenades and bombs are already dangerous, but an A-bomb? Those things destroy cities in a matter of seconds. I would never touch one of those things. Are you kidding me? I want to live. It's a good explanation, and it's done in less than 2 minutes. You don't need 30 minutes of exposition or flashbacks. Like, there's so many flashbacks in some movies. This has one, not 14. So the women, yeah, they weren't allowed to speak. This scene was cut in the American version. Like I said, 30 minutes of the running time was cut. 30 minutes. You do that now, it's a mandate. No, it's just some movies are too long. I wish movies were 96 minutes now, not 2.5 hours. Why are you making movies so long now? We went from 90-minute movies to 2.5 hours to 2:45 to 3 hours. Apologize. People arguing, yeah, we didn't see enough of that last year and in 2023. Yamani's just calm. Counter Godzilla headquarters established. God, this movie's so good, man. This scene was cut too. Those are eat you in one bite. That's funny. That's funny. See, that's why this was cut in the American version. Girl's cute. He'll eat you in one bite. No, Godzilla doesn't eat people. He steps on them or burns them alive. Doesn't eat them. He's not a T-Rex. He's not a Jurassic Park T-Rex with little hands. I had to do the original Godzilla because I did the 2014 movie. I did the remake. I did Godzilla vs. Kong. So it's time to do this one. I haven't done Godzilla X Kong, but again, I'll have to find another way. Depth charges. Why? There's that awesome music again. Dun, 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 dun. Stock footage. The only stock footage in the movie. Boom. And that does nothing. Every frame of this movie is just iconic, and so this is cinema, guys. This, not the next Marvel movie. This. Sorry, but that's how I feel. This is cinema. This is telling a story without preaching or beating you over the head with it. Look at that wave, man. But most of the MonsterVerse on digital, as far as goes, yeah, I did all of them except for Godzilla and Kong: The New Empire. But those have characters we don't care about. I like the cast in Kong Skull Island. I do, because it's some Marvel actors: Samuel Jackson, Brie Larson, Tom Hiddleston. But you went from that to Millie Bobby Brown? Why? I don't care about her. I've seen Stranger Things, and I don't like her in that. She's boring. She bleeds from the nose and has force powers. Wow, I've never seen that in any Star Wars prequel or the originals or the superhero sequel trilogy. It's boring. But they do kill him at the end of this movie. Spoiler alert. I thought it was Papa. They say Papa in the next movie, which I'm gonna do, but not next. So much atmosphere, man. See, look at that dinosaur bone. That's awesome. We're not stuck with Caitlin, Josh. She's gonna be just fine. Just don't make her a filler character. And don't let her kill anybody this time. Please turn off the light, yeah. She was a beautiful woman. I miss her. Momoka Kochi or something like that. She passed away in the 90s. Yeah, because it was like 40 years after this. She did Godzilla vs. Destroyer, which I'm going to see next week. I got to see the Japanese version of that. That one's way more downbeat than this one is. Mainly because not only does the Godzilla die, but his son dies. And Destroyer dies. It's really depressing. But it's an awesome action monster movie. There's the boat scene. Yeah, exactly. I'm not angry that they cast Caitlin. I'm glad she's getting a franchise. She needs this more than The Last of Us. Yep. Let's party because the monster is dead. No, it's not dead. There's the girl from the bus. There he is. Yep, I know who it is. Because when Millie Bobby Brown's telling me what the monster is, I'm like, that's not why we're here. We're here to see the monsters. Yeah. We're not here to hear your exposition or explaining who the monsters are. Like, oh, that's Monster Zero. That's Rodan. That's Mothra. We know who these characters are. You don't have to tell us. Jeez. I'm a super fan. I have the toys. I have most of the movies on the Japanese versions on Blu-ray and DVD. I'm smart. I know these movies are going to be hard to find in 5 years. That's why keep your physical media. Don't ever let someone tell you they're useless. Because streaming doesn't have everything. Streaming doesn't have this audio commentary, 2 audio commentaries, a making of, a story development featurette. None of that is in here. Is in the streaming. 33 minutes in. He didn't attack the boat, but he scared them. It's impossible. He's still alive, or we wouldn't have a movie. The press, yeah. Now newspapers don't even matter anymore because now we have the internet. They didn't have the internet in the 50s. Kagewara is a bigger part in the Japanese version. In the American dub, he's barely in it. Yep, Serizawa. He goes to Serizawa instead of Raymond Burr because, again, this is the Japanese version. And American version, even though Raymond Burr's Canadian. Caitlin is at least American, and I will give it that. Because we haven't had an American actress since Brie Larson, Josh, and you know it. Because King of the Monsters, we didn't. We had Vera Farmiga, and then she dies. Rebecca Kaufman-Edison is not American. The Asian girl is, but she can't talk. She can only do this. I like women who can talk, and I can hear their beautiful voice. Like Haley Steinfeld. My feelings for him haven't changed. That's what you say. And yes, a character like Katana can work in the DCEU, because under James Gunn, he can make her interesting and not boring. Like, oh, her swords capture the souls of her victims. Again, you're explaining, you're not showing us. Yeah, this is basically the Steve Martin character in the American version. Harry Hachiwawa or whatever. A daily newspaper. See, this is called character development, and you don't need 3 hours to do that, guys. Movies are just too long now, and you know that, Josh. Look at the new Mission Impossible. Final Reckoning should not be 2 hours and 40 minutes. That's way too long. This is only 96 minutes. It's half the time, and it's better because it's shorter. It's not an eternity to get through. You know what the problem is with American cinema over stuff in Asia? They waste time with too many characters. Yeah, Eternals. And that was directed by an Asian, but it's still boring. The recent Godzilla movies, the recent Marvel and DC shows, they put too many characters. Give us a few that we care about. Anti-Godzilla operations. To you when I think of movies. No, exactly, because you're gonna be in these podcasts anyway, Josh. Every time I log something, you have to leave a comment. Well, I don't need a comment for everything I post. Some things can have a comment, some don't. It's just how it is. I'll let the picture speak for itself. I don't have to be snarky with my videos, because that's not what I'm doing here. And I don't need the 4K version of this. I already saw it in 4K. It looks great. To me, a black and white movie, it doesn't matter if it's in high definition or not. Just give me good picture quality, because I saw this on a VHS when I was a kid. A VHS. And they don't sexualize her, which is fine, because again, it was the 50s. But now they make women boring. Grace is not a good character in Final Reckoning. Sorry. She's not replacing Elsa Faust. You go from near perfection to this turkey. Thanks. No thanks. Confidential, huh? This isn't the first movie he has a eye patch. He also has an eye patch in Godzilla versus the Sea Monster, which I don't have, so I won't be doing that one. aka Ebra, the monster. What's it called? Monster of the Deep or something like that? Yeah. I'm not wasting my time here. I'm doing a job. Well, I'm doing what I've been sent to do. And this Pacific Rim Uprising is under 2 hours. It's an hour and 51 minutes. The original was a little bit too long. Like I said, if you cut some of the flashbacks and some of the characters that you don't need, like Idris Elba overacting, it would have been much shorter. Sometimes less is more. That's why people can watch these podcasts and not be bored by it, because I'm not talking for 4 hours. An hour and 30 minutes is all you're getting from me for today. Is the oxygen destroyer. Those fish are toast. Don't worry, no animals were harmed in the making of this movie. So yeah, one drop could kill an entire ocean in a matter of seconds. Little drop. Those poor fish. Yep, it killed all of those fish. They don't show it in the Japanese version. They don't have to show it. We already know the horrors of what happened to those fish. Show, don't tell. It was too much for Emiko. She gets a lot of trauma in this movie. You're the only one I've shown to this, yeah? Yeah, that's a lie, because she breaks the promise later in the movie because Japan doesn't know what to do when Godzilla's destroying everything. It's hard to see animals die in front of you. But there's millions of fish in the ocean. And you could just see the look on her face. You can feel what she's feeling. See, it's not that hard. Show emotion. Don't hide your reactions. We're not Vulcans. We're humans. We're not robots or aliens. We're humans with human feelings. That's why Inside Out 2 struck a chord with audiences, because human emotions will always win over any profit. People have to feel something or they're not going to go see it. Minecraft, as nuts as it got, and trust me, it did. People are feeling something with the movie. It struck a chord, mainly with the fans. And I was like, I'm not seeing that. Someone's going to beat me up. I'm like, no. It's not too much for people, Dutch. If you were spinning around like Taz, that'd be a problem. Or foaming from the mouth, that'd be a problem. But you're not like that. There's people with worse mental illness than you. Worse. Look at Ezra Miller. He's completely off his rocker. And he can't be helped. He disappeared after he did the Flash. They sent him away. Far, far away. I need a Flash who's completely sane next time. Oh, gotcha. Here we go. It's like the original Jaws. You don't see the shark for a while. You only see its fin and what it does to these people. So good. Go up that hill. Yeah, that's the same line in the dub. 45 minutes in, this is when he starts destroying the city. Dun, dun, dun. I could see it. They keep it in the dark because in black and white you can barely see the suit. They wanted to keep it in the shadows. So iconic, man. This movie makes me feel something, Josh. Look at that shot. Him walking slowly, lumbering behind those wires. That train, yeah, is done. Dun, dun. You are so screwed now, train. Look at that face. Oh, so good, man. I love this movie so much. Watch. Boom. Yep, you're done. You should have taken the subway. Or the bus. Look at that. So good. Of course, movies make everyone feel something. It takes a lot of emotion. Yeah. When I saw this in the theater, I clapped at the end. I had to. See, in the English dub, they make the screams, but here you don't have to hear the screams to know that people are dead. Yep, you're done. You're squished. Look at that tail. And this is terrifying. If you were Japanese and saw this in the theater, you probably were terrified. I bet kids had nightmares for weeks seeing this in the theater. I would have if I was a Japanese kid in 1954. This would have traumatized me. But the original American version didn't. Because I saw it when I was an older kid. And also this has sets. Not CGI. Real sets, real models, a real suit. Yep, that roar, man. That's all you need. It's a few seconds, but you remember it. I know you're not Japanese, Josh. You're black. I'm part Native American, Hispanic, and black, so... Japan Airlines. Pan American. 30-meter high, 8 meters deep. Barbed wires, and it does nothing. It's almost an hour until he breathes a fire in the movie. I got a smile on my face because I hadn't seen this movie in a while. That's right, run. I know about evacuating. When a tropical storm was hitting New York in 2011, I had to evacuate my home for a day because it was crazy. Kazanzaki. So iconic. There's that music. There's just some movies that just put you in a good mood, and this is one of them. Even though this is a very serious movie, but it took itself enough seriously to make it entertaining, not depressing and oh my god, I feel none of that. So iconic, man. There's the Japanese flag. No, not yet. Not done with the podcast. I got about 40 minutes to go. When I heard that in the theater a few years ago in King of the Monsters, I had chills in the theater, Josh. I had adrenaline going through my body. I was like, damn, I missed that score, man. Akira Fukube's score is going to live forever, man. They should put you in a good mood, Josh. I'm going to see Sugar and Spice thanks to your review because I want to see it again. I miss those actresses. I haven't seen a lot of them in years. It's got flaws, but the movie's light, mostly, except for the third act when they're robbing the bank. But they're not killing people like a bunch of psychopaths. They made the cheerleaders mostly likable. Mm-hmm. Osaka districts are being evacuated yet. Yeah, radio, because nobody had the internet in 1954. See, they take their shoes off. Like you should. It's a courtesy thing. Movie's so iconic, man. There's just some movies here you just see, even if they're dead serious, they can still strike a chord with you if you know every frame of it. Like Ghostbusters. Not everything is a joke there. Like when Dana gets abducted, that's not funny. That's scary. It's pretty, gruesome for a PG movie in 1984. It was 30 years after this movie. And it was before I was born, a year before I was born. Did he just say Pocahontas? Most do strike a chord with me with it. Well, yeah, you have to cry. If you see Superman and it affects you, I'm going to probably cry like 4 times in that. That scene with Crypto alone is already getting me misty-eyed because I know how personal that scene is. I have a dog. Regardless of the radiation it absorbs, yeah. This was also cut in the American version. Like I said, 36 minutes. 30 minutes of the movie's running time was cut. Trimmed down. And it was released 2 years after the original. Because again, Japanese movies didn't come to the States until either a year or several years later. Now they come out in the theater because we have the Alamo Drafthouse now. They give foreign movies a chance because foreign movies make money. Think about it. You saw the birds? Yeah. This is just a classic. When I'm seeing a classic, yeah, there is nothing you could do to make it better. That's what Hollywood needs to learn. If you have a classic film, trying to remake it or try to redo it is going to fail. Every single time. If you're going to remake it, do something different. Don't copy. The 1998 remake at least is different enough. It's not a copy of this movie. Yes, Godzilla comes out of the water. Yes, he attacks the Asians first, but it's a different movie. It's not the same movie. I didn't want the same movie. I wanted something different. Now, the 2014 movie had no excuse. We didn't want to wait an hour. If this was the 2014 movie, this would have been Godzilla's first appearance, not 20 minutes in. Shiro Honda knew about atmosphere. And using a lower budget. There he is, walking slowly. That's a great shot. This is when he breathes fire, 50 minutes into the movie. Usually in the other films, he does it much more frequently. But this is the origin story. That's awesome. Love that. It's not going to stop him. Conventional weapons don't do anything to him. Take that, tower. So iconic. I love it. Gave me a good Godzilla movie back when I used to hate the 2018 movie. Because it's Age of Ultron's birthday today. Yeah, but I'm going to see that movie eventually. I'm not going to see it this week. Maybe next week. Here we go. Here comes the breath. Burn it down, Godzilla. Burn it. Oh, that is so great. I love that. We didn't know. This thing could breathe fire like a dragon? Yes, sir. 56 minutes in, he breathes fire. So good. Yep, you're in trouble now. I can breathe fire now. Burn! Yep, just like Seth Rollins. Burn it down! Oh, 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 oh. That music fits so well with this movie. Here it comes, more burn. And it's just an animation in this version. You don't stand a chance, Japan. Sorry. You made this thing, and now you have to suffer the consequences. There's that awesome music again. I love how it looks at the camera and then starts... Yeah, burn! Burn it all down! So good. See, Hollywood, this is why this fire happened a few months ago. Because you're paying for your sins for all the bad remakes you made. And your greed. It always comes back to bite you. These were not a coincidence. I'm not saying I'm glad that Hollywood burned, no. I'm not glad that those people lost their homes. I'm just glad that now Hollywood would see that you're not invincible. There it is. Burn it! Burn it! Oh, it's so good. I love those crazy eyes, man. Yep, all that nuclear... Wait, gone. Oh, I love this movie so much, man. Yep, that's right. Oh, that's great. Look at the rubber. His leg is rubber. I love that. They show it right in your face. So take that, computer generated images. This is how you do it right. Practical effects. They will always look better. Oh, so good. This movie is so iconic. I should have done the original Kong, but I'll do it eventually by summer. It's a longer movie, actually. Kong. It's like an hour and 40-some minutes. If Peter Jackson made this movie would have had the running time of the remake of King Kong. Yeah, 3 hours. You don't need 3 hours. This does it in 96 minutes, and this is the original version, which is longer than the American version. The American version's only an hour and 6 minutes. That does nothing. Some of the shots are you reuse, but again, they didn't have... This didn't cost $100 million or $400 million. Or yen. People down there, I know, Josh. I wasn't celebrating that. Not that. I'm talking about what Hollywood did. They caused these fires. They caused it. I'm not celebrating people's death or losing their homes. No. It's the executives that they got what they deserved. Yep. Burn it down, Godzilla. Just burn it all down. And Shirobara is toast. I'm not happy that people lost their homes. I'm glad that they're getting relief. But maybe they'll learn their lesson, not to remake everything and let greed get in the way of good cinema. Japan's not like that. That's why they didn't burn down. And they went through bombings. What's Hollywood's excuse? Hugo. Yeah, I remember that. Initiate security command code 129. Like execute order 66. Yeah, here it comes. Die! That's a great shot. He literally says die. Again, yeah. Boom. You don't stand a chance against this monster. That shot is... I remember that shot when I was a kid. I was like, wow. Just unbelievable. Like, you're celebrating people getting killed? Well, there's some bad people in this world. There are. Captain Kennedy's agendas are going to burn in flames, too. We're an hour and 1 minute in. That tower is done. Whee! I watch a monster movie to see the monsters destroy things and fight each other. Not for boring human characters to pad out the running time. Not in this movie. I'm saying in the sequels and the kids that they have to throw in there, like in the Gamera movies. Yeah, this family is done, man. Look at the birds. Look at the tail. Use her tail. Goodbye, building. I just love that. I just love watching giant monsters or robots or giant creatures of some kind, you know, destroying things and fighting each other. I mean, I get a kick out of that. Why do you think I watch Power Rangers and Ultraman and Kamen Rider? It's the same thing, and they fight each other. This is a dark scene, though. Because she's with her 3 kids, yeah. Those poor kids never got to grow up. That's also under the American dub as well. The Gamera movies are not just good aside from 2 of them. Yeah, because again, they're goofier, Josh. They're not as serious as this. The original Gamera is not a tragedy. I watch a lot of Ultraman and Kamen Rider. I'm going to watch it a lot this month. Rah, rah, I love that. That's great. Yep. Bye, Tower of London. I'm just kidding. It's just a clock tower. You are done. If you're a building structure, you're going down. This is unbelievable. It is. That this movie was a huge hit in Japan and they ported it over here. And they don't leave. That image, I'll remember it for the rest of my life. Tsubashi, Tamachi, Chiba, all engulfed in flames, man. It's Asian month. I'm not sure what Asian stuff I'll be watching. There's a lot of stuff on 2B, Josh. When you move, you'll be able to watch it. This is real? Yeah, it feels real. They're filming it. 2 million-year-old a monster. Again, why don't you leave? What's more important, your life or a story? If this was made today, people will whip out their phones and film Godzilla from their phones. So iconic. Look at those teeth. Oh, you saw the animation? That was good. I haven't seen Godzilla -1. I want to see that one too, but that one's way more serious and longer than this one. But you'll never beat the original because it's a classic, man. Look at him. Again, burn it down. Man-made structures are no match for this monster. Doesn't make my favorites of all. This is a classic, man. You saw, I didn't see that shot of the tail. Boom. That rubber suit must have been awful to be in for how long they had to shoot this movie. But Nakajima, he was a trooper, man. There he is. Put it to life a shortwave transmitter. Again, you should have let. Again, why don't you leave, you idiot? You get what you deserve, like I said. Again, you're idiots. There's no time for us to pick up. Again, you're an idiot. Yeah. Again, you're an idiot. He's Wrecker, he grabs onto the tower. The broadcast is over. Yep, sayonara, alright. You idiots. Just tear her down. Again, you're stupid. You should have just left. A sea of flames. And Sarazawa he's just shocked. Yeah, he's done enough damage. He killed enough people and burned enough of the city. Look at that imagery, Ian. All that happened in just a matter of minutes. Damn it! Yeah, that's cut in the English version because they didn't curse in movies back in the 50s. They started to a little bit, but it wasn't until like the 70s they started putting big curse words like F-bombs in movies, and the 80s. I know you said that 4 times already. Here come the planes that do absolutely nothing. They're cheering because of that awesome music. That does nothing. You missed. Again, they're cheering for that awesome music. You missed. Wow. You guys are bad shots. There's a reason this gets a high rating on IMDb. It's not in the 250 list, mainly because a lot of people in IMDb just don't like Japanese movies. The critics do. The critics love this movie. A lot of them do. And they love the Seven Samurai and Ikaru and a bunch of other stuff that Kurosawa did, or anything that's done by Japanese animator. What was it? The Studio Ghibli films. What was it? Hayao Miyazaki. His movies are highly regarded as some of the best animes you'll ever see. Like Princess Mononoke. I have to see that one. It is a long movie, though. It's like 2 hours and 15 minutes or something like that. Princess Mononoke. I know it has an environmental message, but Miyazaki likes to put some references in his movies, messages, in a lot of his films. Even in The Boy and the Heron that came out a few years ago. He'll be back, yeah. Show. Here comes the serious scene. Yeah, look at the city, completely destroyed. In the American version, this is the first thing you see in the movie. Yeah, this very iconic scene with the baby crying. But it doesn't make me sad because I'm not Japanese, and this is not a documentary. This is a fictional monster movie with really good atmosphere. All those people got hurt. Some died. You look at that baby girl, yeah. Her mom is done. I know. I get it. That happened to Kayla Deaver last year. It hurts. And they said people can't act in this movie. No, they're giving it their all. Even that little girl. And you don't see her again. It's painful. It's painful. It is. Is her mother dead? I don't remember because they never show her again. No, The Last of Us is way more depressing than this. Both the game and the movie and the TV show. Because I'm like, yeah, it's just a bunch of people dying. That's not fun, guys. It's depressing. Here, yeah, people die, but again, it's a spectacle of unspectacles of Japan. I know, because again, the needs of the many over the needs of the future. This is a flashback. This is the only flashback in the movie. You don't need any more. See, because with G.I. Joe, there was too many. Oh my god. Rise of Cobra had like 15 flashbacks in the movie. I'm like, guys, that's lazy. That's really lazy. We saw this scene already, so I guess I could skip it, right? Oh no, just leave it. See, you get to see the oxygen destroyer. This time they show what happens to the fish. See, they suffocate and then they show bones. But again, no animals were harmed in the making of this movie. And they are nothing but bones. It's the same scene. This scene, they added some more, dialogue. All the oxygen in the water was disintegrated. Yeah. The oxygen destroyer. This is connected to Godzilla versus Destroyer, which I did not see as a kid because again it came out in '95. I was 10. You didn't eat for 2 or 3 days. Wow, that's too long. Could turn the entire Tokyo Bay into a graveyard. Yeah, I know. That's also the dialogue in the dub version. As a scientist, at least Lisa Lau didn't make things that could destroy an entire planet. I mean, she was a scientist. It could be as powerful as a nuclear bomb, yeah, because it could kill sea life. Yes, Japanese speakers speak very fast. Again, foreshadowing. And that's it. See? One flashback, not 14. Because Titanic, the entire movie is a flashback. So, like, the needs of the many over the needs of the few. This is a very emotional scene. Not for me. I'm just saying that, you know, oh God, it gets busted open because only because there's so much, you know, emotions riding on this. So classic, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Yes. Mm-hmm. She's so cute, man. I miss her. I miss her a lot. See, human emotion is what carried a lot of Inside Out and Inside Out too. I can't let you use it. Oh, yeah. See, he doesn't want it to fall into the wrong hands. That's why when after he uses it, he dies. He doesn't even get killed. He just kills himself. Which again, that's never the way out, guys. Never. I would have rather he just gave it to Godzilla and die with him instead of, you know. Again, this, yeah. This is the only blood in the movie, by the way. See, they do it off screen. This didn't want to get an R rating or an X rating because movies that were really violent got an X rating. Mm-hmm. He busted him open. Jeesh. They got the blows. I'm shocked that Ogata didn't call the police on him. Yeah. Jeesh. A weapon of horrible destruction. I know. I know the feeling. He has to put that thing around his neck until the end of the film. But if we don't use your device against Godzilla, what are we gonna do? Mm-hmm. Don't want to use it as a weapon, yeah? Bomb versus bomb, missiles versus missiles. As a scientist, no, as a human being. I get it. But sometimes, yeah, you gotta make hard decisions. Trust me, I know. Because the adversary, no, you're the only one. $80 in. Humans are weak animals, I know sometimes. It's good. It's dramatic. It's very dramatic acting, but it works. For this movie, it works. Yeah, this is when the girls are singing. Yeah. This is the song you hear also at the end of the film too, when he dies. Look at those images. This happened during 9/11. Yeah. A lot of people got hurt and a lot of people died. And it was not a monster. It was, you know what it was. Those are all girls. They're all girls with short black hair, because Asians don't have blonde hair or red hair. It's very haunting. It's like the hanging tree song from the Hunger Games. Yeah, that song just, he couldn't take it anymore. It's like, I'm gonna do this, but I'm not. I'm gonna just never come back. I'm gonna disappear. There, nice, peace and quiet now. Wakata, you're right. But this will be the first and last time, yeah, that I will ever use allow the word to be used. That's why in this story, the monsters are created from that device, from the aftermath of this movie. And yep, all my notes burned, so nobody can copy it. It's a really emotional scene. Yep, that's the formula, so that they can't copy it. It's just a. Mm-hmm. Again, it's just papers. You can always get the formula back. Here we go. Here comes the ending of the movie, man. Hopefully, I can take it. There we go. Has terrorized the world. Will be finally buried forever in the ocean deep. No, he'll live forever. They kill him. He comes right back. Why? Because he's a monster that's immortal. His legacy will live forever, just like Star Wars. Sensei. He has to do it underwater. I do like that in the 2014 movie they had an actor, a character named Dr. Sarazawa. It's a different character, but it's you know, we get the gist. It's an English speaking Dr. Sarazawa, you know, Ken Watanabe. And they show the weapon. There it is. It looks like that bomb from Attack of the Clones where Jango was using in space. Yeah, it looks like that. Sensei. But he shouldn't have gone. He shouldn't have cut his line. Mm-hmm. In the American version, they cut all this conversation out. Again, I get why some scenes were cut because you know for the pacing and all that. But you know, some scenes are character development. And here comes the last score of the movie. I call it the underwater theme. The score is haunting, man. This movie is a classic, man. It's gonna live forever. I reached the bottom. There he is, just taking a nap. Look at that. Every frame of this movie is just, you know, it's artistically made, man. I couldn't do every film in this franchise. You know how long this franchise is? It's more than 30 films, not including the remake and the spin-offs that came out. You know, the American versions, not counting those, or those animes that were on Netflix. I'm talking about this one all the way to minus one that came out a few years ago, and of course Godzilla and Kong. So iconic. This is not as tragic as the death of Superman. That it hits more harder because you know it's coming, and it's a low blow. Sarazawa, your voice cracked. There's Ogata. He made it first. it is, the Oxygen Destroyer. A bigger version of it, because the one in the lab was a lot smaller. This is when he says his goodbyes. See, it's working. But with the end in this version, they said, what if we keep doing nuclear tests and there's another Godzilla? Wink, wink. You mean the franchise? This could be a one-off movie. This had to be a franchise that's stood over 70 years. Juicing. He says his goodbye to Ogata and says, yes, take care of Emiko, I'm out. Bye. 92 minutes in. Yeah, again, he shouldn't have done this. It's a cop way. He says, bring him up. I'm like, no, it's too late, Ogata. It's his time, even though he shouldn't have done this. Either Godzilla should have killed him, or he should have just died with the Oxygen Destroyer. Not cut the line. So it kind of weakens the impact of his death. Yes, you still feel it, but not as much as Superman. He was murdered in the death of Superman. It's a good scene. And they show Godzilla one last time. He falls in the water, he turns into bones, and disappears. Oh, yep. No oxygen means you can't breathe. Yep, the bones. Wow. Completely the bones and then disappears. He disintegrated. And people rejoice because, you know, the monsters that won. Never rise from the oceans again? That's where you're wrong. There is a sequel that they rushed a year after this in Japan. Yeah, here comes the dramatic speech that was cut in the American version. Yeah, Emiko does a lot of crying, but not as much as Shuri in Wakanda Forever. That's just depressing, because she can't get her brother back. He has the only surviving member of his species. Yeah, no, there will be more. If we keep on conducting nuclear tests, there'll be another one, yeah? I assure you. Another Godzilla might appear. You're right, Yamani. Godzilla raids again, which I'm going to do possibly in a few days. Not tomorrow, though. This movie's so classic. I love this movie so much. See, I can't cry because I'm just excited. For 2 years from now, we're getting another one. Yep. Take your hat off for Serizawa. May he rest in peace. Rest in peace, Akihiro Hirata, man. We love you, man. We love your work. All these actors. Well, most of these actors. And that was Godzilla, 1954, man. This movie is a near masterpiece, man. One of the best monster movies to ever exist, and a classic among classics. And you can't do it better, Hollywood. You cannot do it better. This is a Japanese, you know, like staple of cinema. But thanks for watching, guys. My gushing over this legendary franchise. I love this movie so much. acknowledge me, and tomorrow I'll be doing a lesser movie, but something with monsters in it too, Pacific Rim Uprising. Well, stay tuned for that tomorrow.